New question, the member from Whitby, Oshawa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Premier. Premier, Elizabeth Mikelsons is a 24-year-old young woman who is living with a very rare disease called spinal cerebellar ataxia. This is a painful and disabling neurodegenerative disease which is ultimately terminal. Elizabeth's needs have recently become so significant that her family is not able to care for her anymore at home, given that she requires 24/7 assistance. Her family has finally found a place where she can live out her days in comfort and dignity. Although it's very difficult to find a place that can accommodate her needs, her family has found such a place in its Sunbeam Lodge in Kitchener. Yet the Ministry of Community and Social Services refuses to fund the $40,500 it will cost to keep her there for 6 months, which is just a little over $200 a day, which will keep Elizabeth there for what might well be her last 6 months. Recently, her family was forced to resort to the internet to essentially crowdfund the money that she needs. Premier, on behalf of Elizabeth and her family, will you commit to funding her stay at Sunbeam Lodge so that she can live out her days in comfort and dignity?
Minister of Community and Social Services.
The Minister of Community and Social Services.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member for Whitby, Oshawa, for this question. Of course, we cannot discuss any particular individual case because of issues of confidentiality. But as a government, I know that we remain totally committed to supporting those with developmental disabilities, and we are providing additional services. We do take this issue incredibly seriously. I know the member opposite, from having worked with her previously on the Select Committee on Mental Health and Addictions, is totally committed to issues around the vulnerable. And I would just say to her that we also share that kind of commitment to what we are doing in the developmental disability community. And we do believe very strongly that the families, the individuals need the type of support that perhaps we have heard about in this particular case, and we're committed to that.
Supplementary.
Well, I would say to the Minister, this is a situation that really requires immediate attention. And the answer that the family got back through your ministry is that the Developmental Services Office is going to offer them some kind of respite or some kind of passport funding, which we all know there isn't any money for. This young person needs a place within the last 6 months. She has a...
Stop the clock. Thank you. Thank you. Please finish.
We have no idea what the money is going to be used for that's been allocated in the budget. You have not been forthcoming on it, but this is a very specific case where this young woman needs your attention, and all we get is a process answer. Well, you can't hide behind process on this. We all know that there is a way to do this if there's a will to do this. So, Minister, will you please summon the will and find a way to fund this young woman's stay for her, what might be her last 6 months at Sunbeam Lodge? Will you please do so?
Please. Thank you. Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So perhaps maybe we need an explanation of what exactly is in our budget for those with developmental disabilities. First of all, I think the member does know that Developmental Services Ontario offices work together with families to explore all possible solutions in the community. And so in our upcoming budget, we're proud to be proposing an investment of $810 million over the next 3 years to significantly strengthen developmental services for people in Ontario. This is the single largest infusion of support to the sector in this province in history. And this proposed...
Please finish.
This proposed additional funding would increase our government's investment in developmental services to more than $2 billion in 2016-2017. This means there will be support for an additional 1,400 people with urgent residential needs. It will eliminate wait lists for 8,000 children.